I'm Baby Francisco with Vader News, and I'm continuing my discussion with Sanjeev Agrawal. He's the CEO of Alca. Sanjeev, what's the model? What's the business model?
So the business model is broadly four different parts. The first is transactions that people can do on Alca. Okay. So as you know, Alca has a set of channels around finding places, finding events, finding friends. And in that context, if you see a movie you like, being able to then buy a movie ticket is completing the loop for you. And those transactions could be redeeming coupons, they could be buying movie tickets, they could be essentially making a call to a business that is a featured business. So that's one. The second is helping publishers that want a branded version of Alca. So right now we have a publisher called Great Dad. If you go to greatdad.com/mobile, you will be able to get a Great Dad version of the client where it'll be called Great Dad powered by Alca, and we're making it far more cost effective for publishers like that to get on multiple handsets.
When do you start charging them?
So we charge them, so if they want a branded app, we charge them.
How much are you going to charge them?
So it's a fraction of what it would cost them to be on all these platforms. So tens of thousands of dollars, not hundreds of thousands of dollars.
Oh, really? So a Great Dad's for an app would pay you?
A Great Dad wouldn't pay to be a channel on Alca, but if he wanted a branded app, so I can show you the Great Dad version of Alca, which looks similar to, but it isn't Alca. He gets to choose other channels we have and content we have that we've gathered within Alca to be part of his app, but he can choose not to include some of the channels we do.
Okay.
So he can have a customized, because to take that example, Great Dad wants to provide things to dads that might be interesting that are out and about, right? Not all our channels are catered towards dads, but some are. And so he could take a subset of the content we've gathered, include his content in it, and then have a Great Dad powered by Alca application. Okay. So that's the second revenue model. The third revenue model is around lead generation. So this is about businesses that, so a classic example would be ServiceMagic. So if you think about a plumber, an electrician who might be willing to pay money to have leads being sent to them. So if I'm a plumber in Oakland and I'm half a mile away and you go in and say, I need a plumber, instead of the process today where you keep getting emails for weeks, one way we can short circuit that process is immediately send that lead to that plumber. It shows up as a little notifications on the leads channel for him. So it wouldn't be the Alca app, it would be an app for the audience that would be interested in receiving leads. So it's not a consumer app. It's an app that is oriented towards service people, towards technicians, towards people that are always out and about and looking for leads. Okay.
So you would say it's a plumber.
Yeah.
Give that example again.
Yeah,
You're a plumber. You want leads.
You have on your phone not the Alca app that you would download today from the Android marketplace or on the BlackBerry. You would have a special purpose Alca app that is notifying you not of coffee shops, but it's notifying you of
people who need, or companies that need your
help
service
around you.
Okay, and how would you know that? How would you be alerted that companies or people need a plumber?
So today, as you know, there are aggregators on the web, and there's several of them that, if you needed a plumber or a technician, you would go, perhaps, as an example, ServiceMagic. You would go to servicemagic.com, and they have thousands of people registered, and they're not the only one. There's
saying, I need a plumber today.
So there's another company called Yodlee that does that, or Yodel, sorry. And in both these cases, they have a network of affiliated plumbers and electricians. When you need one, they send your lead to someone in your neighborhood. But the process today is that the plumber isn't instantly notified on their phone that there is a job, let's say, half a mile from them. So if they could notify you, or the plumber, and then the plumber could pick the phone up and call you and say, hey, I'm around here, I can come in an hour. As opposed to the typical process that takes several days sometimes to say, hey, yeah, okay, fine, come on in. And
for any plumbers watching, we've definitely figured this out for you. Now, what's the third one, the third and fourth one?
So this was the fourth. This was the third one. So branded applications, action-based, like transactions like buying movie tickets or others. Lead generation for enterprises and small businesses if they choose to use a version of the app. And the fourth one, as you can imagine, is advertising. So there on some channels, the user may find value in seeing a sponsored listing around them. So not necessarily as a banner ad, but as part of the channel, you might be interested in seeing there is that local coffee shop that's offering you a special deal. So that would be the fourth model.
And of those, which ones will drive your revenue in the first year, and what is it in 5 years out?
Right. So we're making a little bit of revenue from practically, well, 3 of the 4. So from the advertising and couponing, from the branded applications, and from the transactions. The lead gen piece is more enterprise fit focused, right? You have to do deals with companies that aggregate service people, for example, and then offer a special version of the application. We believe that the user experience would be best enhanced if you allow them to close the loop by making transactions. So you were looking for a movie, let's say, one of these evenings.
And they buy the ticket.
And they buy the ticket.
So in 5 years, what does the breakdown of your revenue look like?
Oh,
So you have to do that, you know, when you raise money.
No, absolutely. It's going to be $1 billion from each of those four categories. So I think the piece that I am really excited about is that if you look at the overall size of the advertising, couponing, and ticketing pie on the web, it's tens of billions of dollars. The reason it hasn't moved on to the mobile phone is because no one has taken that and presented it during the course of a person's interaction with their mobile phone in a smart way and in a value-added way, instead of pushing marketing stuff to you as you're walking out and about. So we believe that it's the 2 that we're most excited about would be the right ad to the right user at the right time, hopefully with a transaction component to it.
What kind of location-targeted advertising is working today?
The location, the things that we see working best are when that advertising is presented not as advertising, but as part of a natural sequence of events that users want. So users don't necessarily go around saying, I want a coupon right now. But if they were looking, or I want a ticket right now, what they're looking for is a movie. So then if you present them a location-based offer in the context of I was looking for a movie, that works. As opposed to just saying, oh, by the way.
And how much revenue is being generated right now for those type of ads and location-based advertising? So
I don't have the latest numbers. I know that mobile advertising in general is several $100 million globally. Don't have the accurate breakdown of how much of that is transactions versus not. What's also going to happen is mobile payment systems will become a lot better. Right, so BlackBerry just announced a deal with Ticketmaster where you're able to buy tickets on your phone. As that becomes more prevalent, you know, PayPal announced yesterday a deal where you can make PayPal payments through your phone. Transactions will become a lot easier.
Okay. And just one last question. You raised $1.5 million. We are talking about your business right now. So $1.5 million, you have ambitious goals.
Right.
Different, you know, revenue lines here. That's probably not going to take you all the way where you need to go. You're fundraising?
Absolutely. I'm always fundraising.
Okay, I guess we all are. Okay, well, best of luck to you, Sanjeev.
Thank you.
I've been speaking to Sanjeev Agarwal. He's the CEO of Alca. I'm Bambi Francisco.